Are you stuck? Let's get you moving to success. Hey there friends, what's good? It's Jason Ligo here again with Always Enterprise, and in this video I want to give you a super simple framework to help you get moving towards success in your online business. That's right, a super simple framework to help get you moving to online success in your online business. Now obviously we all can get stuck in our business. That's just the truth of the matter. Whether you're first getting started out or you're a seasoned veteran or somewhere in between, there is going to come a point where you kind of get stuck, right? And whether it's coming up with new content, or it could be optimizing a sales funnel, or trying to figure out a new offering, or trying to, again, develop further resources into your business, there all comes a place in time wherein we can get stuck. So whether it's launching your product or service or trying to refine the process throughout, again, you will get stuck. And this can be the downfall of many an entrepreneur if they don't know how to move themselves out of this rut. I certainly have been in this case. And as I'm doing more coaching and teaching, I'm finding that this is obviously the biggest problem for those who are newer and just starting out, right? They're really just getting stuck already before they even take any massive action or can even start seeing traction in their business. And unfortunately, it can also lead to the early demise of many an aspiring entrepreneur. Obviously, we want to avoid that, so I'm going to do my best to give you 3 simple steps. Again, a super simple framework that does not complicate things, that keeps you very in tune with what you need to do at each point. Let me give you these 3 simple steps. It'll help get you moving, it'll help get you unstuck, and it'll move you closer and closer to success. Let's get into it. Number 1, ideate simplistically. Ideate simplistically. All right. It seems like ideate was the big word whenever I was helping my clients back in corporate America in the corporate boardroom meeting, right? Whenever we had the big meeting, the big team meeting between them and their many different team members, it was always like, okay, well, what can we ideate? What can we ideate? Right? Ideate is a simple term that literally means just to pool ideas, create ideas. And the way that I like to look at it in terms of the online business space is let this be your strategy session. Go ahead and come up with your strategies, use some creative ideas. But I also want to go ahead and drive focus to the second word in this point, which is simplistically. Although you should ideate, and I'm all for it, right? Keep it simple. I cannot stress that enough. All right, when you're first getting started out especially, the last thing you need to do is to ideate on phase 3 and 4, right? You don't need to ideate on the blue sky solutioneering and all this stuff. Just keep it simple. What are you selling, right? What market are you in? What are you selling, and how are you going to sell it? It really is what it comes down to, right? And in the online marketing space, again, it tends to be simple in and of itself, but we as entrepreneurs, we as human beings tend to complicate it. It really is as simple as you finding an offer, right? Finding an audience and finding a way to put one in front of the other. There are a couple steps in between, like content marketing, like content creation, to go ahead and establish your credibility. But again, that's it, my friends. Whatever your offer is, get it in front of the right eyeballs. That's really it. So ideate simplistically. Pick your traffic source, pick your method of promotion and sales, and then go after it and proceed to step 2. Number 2, implement swiftly. Implement swiftly. So obviously we're moving past point 1. Point 1, right, is to come up with the ideas, right, to ideate, to strategize, to go ahead and pick what it is and identify what it is that we're doing. Number 2, waste no time. Number 2 is implement swiftly. Implement swiftly, all right? In other words, take massive action, okay? I cannot stress this point enough. All right? I would argue that this point may be even more important than the first, all right? I just didn't put it in the first because I want you to at least have an idea of what you're doing, a simple idea at that. But now it's time to implement swiftly. In other words, take massive action, all right? In simpler terms, get after it. Once you've identified these ideas in phase 1, now just go ahead and bust forth with the simple actions in order for it to take place. That's really it, right? Now, whatever it is, go ahead and go after it now, all right? And make sure that you're doing it swiftly. Success is attracted to speed, I find out. That's not to say that you're not going to be imperfect and make mistakes. Certainly you will. But as we've addressed before in other videos, you have time to correct that, right? Or at least you should be correcting that as you go. Go ahead and take action. The more action that you take, the more that you have to work with, I find. All right, so pick your ideas and then go ahead and implement swiftly. Okay, when it comes down to launching a product, just go ahead and launch. Right, pick a day and launch. Right, when it comes down to should you talk to this person, or should you address this, or should you go ahead and move forward and get this done? The answer is yes. right? Go ahead and get it done, get it out there quickly. And what you're going to find is that amidst this chaos, if you're continuing to move forward with it, you're going to find that organization will take shape on its own. It's a very strange dynamic, but I believe, again, in the ready, fire, aim method. Okay, go ahead and get ready, fire, implement swiftly, take action, massive action, get going, just start getting things out there. All right, and then you're going to find, of course, some success along the way. And then, of course, you're also aiming, right? You're also making things right. You're refining your process, okay? But it doesn't happen until you take massive action, all right? So I think that there's something to be said, if I can give you an analogy in basketball, which I used to coach. I used to coach high school basketball, and I would often tell my players, and to be fair, the time that I was coaching basketball, these were not necessarily refined players. It was like taking a crew of very inexperienced young boys and trying to teach them the fundamentals, and then, of course, you might, as in any athletic department, you might have someone who is just naturally gifted and really good at being able to shoot shots and make baskets very, very easily. But I would often, as much as we appreciated that guy, I would also tell my players who were not that good, not that gifted, I should say, not that talented, that I would tell them that the one to be feared is not necessarily the guy who can make 4 out of 4 shots, but the guy who takes 10 shots and then makes 4, or takes 10 shots and makes 6, and takes 10 shots, because the more that they're taking their shots and they're going after their rebounds, the more they have the opportunity to put it back and get some momentum going. So that's the whole point in here. Implement swiftly. Number 3, insist steadfastly. Insist steadfastly. Okay, now this point is all about insisting, which, of course, if you look at the definition, you know that just means to be resolute. All right, steadfastly also means the same thing. It means to be determined. It means to not be shaken. Okay, if you want to see your way to success, then you know that you absolutely need to possess this quality of perseverance, of consistency, and the bottom line is you are insisting that you be successful. Right, to insist also means to not take no for an answer. That's what it's all about, right? And when you're trying to pay the bill and someone wants to pay it, you say, no, I insist. In other words, let me do this. I've got this. I believe that this very same dynamic is something that you need to possess as a mentality in your online business, all right? In any business for that matter, okay? You know that because you're inexperienced, and you know that because you're taking massive action, there is always an opportunity for things to be less than perfect. In light of that, the mentality of pushing forward and insisting and deciding that I'm going to get this done no matter what is the determining factor between the person who does this and doesn't do well and the person who does this formula and winds up with success in the end, all right? Which person are you going to be? I know that if you follow these 3 steps, you certainly will. So make sure that you insist steadfastly, of course, after doing the first 2 steps, and you'll have no problem getting out of this rut, getting unstuck, moving towards success, and I can't wait to see you do just that. There you have it, my friends. Jason Ligo here again with Always Enterprise. Another quick and dirty but super practical and hopefully helpful video that will go ahead and give you the tools that you need to go ahead and move forward in your online business. I'm here in your corner. Let me invite you to leave a comment below and let me know what other types of content you'd like to see. Any specific questions, anything that you're wondering, any philosophy that you want to go ahead and hear, any opinions on anything whatsoever. Please, I really appreciate everyone who follows and has helped me move forward in my business. And so anything that I can do to give back to you, I welcome all of it. Drop your question or comment in the comment section below. Also, make sure that you give me a like and a subscribe. That's the most important thing. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any more hot new content that I got coming down the pipe just for you. Jason Ligo with Always Enterprise. I'll see you next time. Take care.